this fifth part we are going to add hooks to our curved circle to be able to give some extra movement to our blobbies and create even more blobbies. We are also going to make 5 more chains so we can get a total of 6 chains with blobbies. Now to start with the hooks, we can show layers 6 and 7 where our empties are located. We can make sure our auto keying is disabled. Then we can select first our axis empty and then our curve circle and go into edit mode with the curve circle. We can select these two parallel handles and hook them to our empty with the Ctrl H key. Make sure you choose Hook to Selected Object option. Now when we move the axis empty, we can see our curve move and our chain with blobbies along with it. You can do some really crazy stuff. Now we can do the same process with the circle empty and the other two handles on our curve circle. So when we move our circle empty, the curve gets also warped. Note that rotating the empties won't warp it, it just rotates it. I am just setting our camera view to active viewport view to check the viewport render. As you can see, we can give some nice variation to our blob chain. Then, with just layer 4 and 7 visible, we can select all the blobbies and curve circle and duplicate it. With cursor to center and pivot point to cursor, we can scale down all the handles of our curve circle. With all the handles selected, we can also rotate it anti-clockwise 25 degrees. Here you can see it looks cooler with more change. So let's make us another chain with the same workflow. I am just increasing the scale of our second curve slightly. After selecting the blobs and second curve circle and duplicating it, we can again scale it down with all the handles and rotate it anti-clockwise 25 degrees. Just wow! Looks super cool, I think. You could definitely apply this effect to a number of fun projects. With our frame on 1, we can duplicate all that we have and rotate the 3 duplicates 180 degrees with the handles. Please don't rotate it in object mode. Also make sure you are rotating around the cursor pivot point. Now, when we check the viewport render, we see some crazy cool stuff here. And the Mexican wave effect between the blobs really comes to its right with more chains. So in the next lecture we are going to animate our center comet sphere effect. So I hope you learned something new here and see you in the next lecture.